As the Empire at War Expanded team continues working on the Thrawn's Revenge beta, a fourth hotfix has been released for Fall of the Republic, porting back some of the upcoming Thrawn's Revenge changes, as well as fixing a few outstanding mission bugs in Fall of the Republic, particularly with missions in Dirge's Lance and Rimward campaign. So, certain edge cases with progression in those campaigns should now be fixed. An issue with the clone command staff where assigning GAFA wasn't working properly has also been fixed. On the quality of life improvements and backported content being done from Thrawn's Revenge 3.3 first, station prices have all been recalculated for the main star bases to be more in line with other costing metrics, discounting them more relative to units because of their stationary nature, and scaling the cost per level more to the actual power gained per level. As it is, this should mean it's typically a smaller investment to get the lower level stations especially, making them more attractive for both defense and infrastructure boosting. More changes have also been made on the AI side like in the last hotfix. One of the bigger issues with attempting to balance different difficulty levels is that the players have such different playstyles when you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of players. For many players, Recruit isn't a problem because the AI is making far fewer credits and building far slower than the players. However, especially for newer players or players who play particularly slowly, that differential in credits and build time goes away if the AI has way more planets to build on. Especially with the AI actually building economic structures, well, a lot of newer players especially tend to be less familiar with that side of the game. We don't feel like dropping the credit income further for Recruit as a whole is appropriate, since that would make it way too easy for players who are more proactive but still want to play on Recruit. It basically would require assuming a specific level of credit income for the player and trying to scale on that, which will be wildly different for players who are playing slowly or playing quickly. Instead, we've instituted an income cap for the AI and Recruit as a ratio of the player's credits. So if the player is playing more proactively, the AI's credits shouldn't hit the expected ceiling anyways, and nothing will be different from their current experience. However, for players playing more slowly, it should gate the AI a bit more, hopefully scaling the challenge more directly to the player's pace. Tuning the AI for all the different skill levels and paces of play is a difficult undertaking, which we'll continue to be monitoring in the future. However, hopefully this helps some of the newer players especially. Testing during the development or even the dedicated testing phases are usually done by lifeless nerds who have nothing better to do but play the mod, so they're usually a lot more familiar with the game, and it can be difficult to scale that to all hundreds of thousands of people who do play the mods. So it's something we're always trying to keep an eye on. That covers the content in this hotfix, but there is one area that we'll be keeping an eye on going forward for future potential 1.3 hotfixes. There seems to still be a firmware crash somewhere associated with some of the generic missions, and if we're able to track down the cause for that, we'll put out another hotfix for it. If you experience a framework crash, which is when you can no longer build space units and the text in the top left goes away, if you have a save right before that happens and you can submit it on our Discord, that would be very helpful in figuring out the cause. There's a link to the Discord server in the description.